Is there an option to give him seconds?
Give me a countdown.
Yep, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so this is Kotti running Dark Souls. Kotti, who recently achieved the highest Twitch viewer count.
For what game?
For the greatest game.
Of course.
He's playing a slightly lesser known game called Dark Souls. It's not nearly as hard as Octodad, but it's going to be an interesting run.
It's a bit of an obscure game.
Yeah. Real underground.
I hear it has its challenges.
Anyways, Dark Souls is a pretty interesting game to speedrun. It's sort of, you probably made this off, sort of renowned for its difficulty, but it's also really interesting. There's a lot of options you can take, sort of that mix up what you do in the route. There's generally one well-picked, like, fastest route, but he's actually using a route that uses pyromancy mostly.
Yes.
Would you care to explain exactly why you chose this build?
Just by accident. I mostly just wanted to come up with some route that doesn't involve a random drop. So. Yeah. Just pyromancy happened.
Basically, most of the best runs require
the Black Knight Halberd.
Yeah, the Black Knight Halberd, which is a pretty rough drop that you have to get in lower dark route.
I mean, I gave it 16 tries once, and I didn't get it once.
And it's that kind of resetting is unacceptable for a marathon run.
Yeah.
So pyromancy is the next best thing.
Oh.
Actually, it's not even the next best thing. It's just something I like to do.
Oh yeah, okay, fine.
Can we get game audio?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we don't have any.
And
we also have a mouse on screen.
Someone's gonna complain about that mouse cursor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just move it a bit.
Slide the mouse cursor.
I'm assuming there's audio on the stream though.
Oh yeah.
That should be a thing.
That was good.
Yeah.
Those hollow soldiers are really big jerks.
Yeah. I mean, normal hollow soldiers are like the worst enemies in the game.
Mouse cursor to the right. Slide the mouse cursor to the right.
Not my...
Oh,
thank you.
Mouse cursor has been vanquished.
Indeed.
It's the final boss.
Victory achieved.
Right in the beginning of this fight, I used the first trick of the run, which is a double hit on Asylum Demon. If you, instead of doing a normal lunging attack, you do a jump attack, you can get an extra hit before actually starting the fight.
Kind of causes the fight to only require 3 fireballs instead of
So is the Asylum Demon the only boss? Oh, I was about to say. Never mind then. I was wondering why you didn't drop any souls.
Yeah,
I realized it was just delayed.
A lot of the boss fights have that kind of delay after you kill them before you actually get anything.
So now I level up Dexterity by 1, so I can use the Drake Sword soon enough.
Yeah, the Drake Sword is very important early game because it does not scale with strength. It just has a set, fixed amount of damage regardless of your level.
But that damage is pretty damn high.
The damage is very high early game. It scales off and becomes basically useless by the end of the game, but it's super important for
but I'm only gonna need it for 2 bosses.
Yeah. Well, the opening, yeah.
Still have no idea why they would name a sword after an actor turned rapper.
Oh my god. Please, can
the corner!
We're flying to the sky.
Jumping through his
I didn't mean to jump, but I'll take it. But yeah, hollows here are the most dangerous enemies in the game, by far. I mean, the Anolander archers and the wheel skeletons, they've got nothing on these guys.
Yeah, no. The problem with the undead hollows is that they're very erratic in how they move.
Yeah.
So they're hard to manipulate and hard to predict.
And you'll see there's a possibility of a really,
right here,
bad spot for it.
Yeah.
That being one of them.
Yeah. These guys are random. Pretty much.
I love those iframes.
This is the gold pine resin. It applies lightning damage to your weapon. It's basically speeds up the Taurus demon.
And helps me get the Drake Sword.
Yeah, and helps him get the Drake Sword off the Hellkite Dragon. Both of which are very important, which means that it's kind of imperative that he gets these 2 fights sort of on the first-ish try because he only has 3 uses of it.
Yeah.
But so, if he does get him on the first try, it becomes more useful on the Centipede Demon.
Yeah, if you have a 3rd use left over.
I also want to note that we still have a... we do have a donation.
His legs are the safest spot in the fight.
Yeah.
Or just like a flying lightning strike from the jump.
Yeah, that is
Like-
a pretty good fight.
Many of the bosses in the game, strangely enough, the safest place to be is like right up in their grill. It's kind of a weird strategy, but it just
So what's this thing about, I saw this a lot in Thanos' Discord about passing through fog after a boss fight.
that's just the fog prevents you from moving forward. Like it's the lock on it. Oh man, yeah.
It doesn't matter.
The fog is their way of zoning off boss enemies.
Yeah, I know. It just seems. I thought you had to press A. in order
Only
get
to
the fog.
enter the
Only
boss.
to
arena.
enter.
Ah,
He knocked down that ladder there mostly as a consistency thing to get the dragon.
No,
to...
he won't aggro me. in
No,
the fight.
I mean
Yeah.
instead of getting an arrow or throwing knives.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
that's something I just don't do because I'm lazy and haven't practiced drawing things. 'Cause I'm awful at it.
Well, we'll wait until you get this to explain it.
But yeah, so now I just wait for the Drake. Alright.
Yeah.
I always wondered, why is it that you're
Okay. It's whatever. Anyways, the other way to aggro the Drake's sword is to use some kind of a long-range weapon, either a bow or a throwing knife. The current record run gets throwing knives. The problem with throwing knives is they don't actually have like a reticle that identifies where they're going to hit. So
It's dumb.
By current record run, you mean the glitch one.
yeah, sorry, the current glitch run.
Something I should explain.
Anyway, and so as a result, it's just more consistent to knock down the ladder and not have to worry about getting a ranged weapon.
So it
really.
shouldn't be not consistent just to get the drawing weapon. I'm just bad at it. So denying it.
I don't. Doing the throwing knife is really hard. Like lining that shot up.
Coming up is probably the most dangerous room in the entire game. And everyone who started speedrunning this knows how awful this room can be.
This is why the undead hollows are awful.
Yeah.
Is it serious time difficult?
No.
No, it's just stupid.
It's just enemies like to get
Okay,
in
one,
doorways.
two. Oh my goodness, that
That was the best possible run.
Yeah,
that
that's-
you could have got.
you can't get much better than that.
Yeah.
It's
I mean-
because they swarm. There's a whole bunch of them that swarm up, and they can very easily choke you on one of those two doorways.
Yeah.
and
And
once
if
they
that
do,
happens, you're dead.
Yeah.
Because there's a bunch of people following you.
Alright, so I do want to mention that the Dark Souls ending is a bidding war that we are doing for this game, and the cutoff will be after Lord Souls are collected. The two options are Linking the Flame or Dark Lord ending. I don't know if the couch has any preference on what they want to see.
Valius has something to say about that, I guess.
Well, no, I'll let people choose the ending, and I'll talk about it afterwards.
Okay.
We'll let them determine.
Just one more hit.
Yeah, he's hoping for a stun lock. Okay. So yeah, this fight is kind
I
of
wasn't hoping for a stun lock, I was tanking him. So I knew I was gonna... Yeah, I only did one hit. It's 3 hits to stun them.
so does that second bell gargoyle always spawn with half health?
Yes.
Yeah.
It always spawns with half health, and it spawns at when the first one is actually dropped to half health. So,
I don't know, it's a bit more than half health, it's 3 hits.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm sure if you've run Dark Souls, this is probably the first point where you really got stuck. Just because it's kind of unexpected that you get a second gargoyle, because the first one, if you don't know what you're doing, is kind of tough. So, Drake Sword, by the way, this is how you do it.
Yeah, that fight was okay.
That bell.
Yeah, it could be worse.
Yeah. I mean, I could have gotten killed, of course.
You're dropping down?
No, I mean, Tad drop is dangerous.
Those were some pretty serious bell ringing strats right there.
Yeah. No, yeah, of course.
Look at the default animation. Look at it's not his character model.
No, that's just how he is.
Oh.
If you've played this game, you know how treacherous just walking around near cliffs can be, so
Yeah.
there's no need to risk it. So this guy, he's whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing, man?
Hi.
What did he ever do to you? He seemed like a nice guy.
Nothing yet.
Huh?
He has a nice ring, I want.
Oh, okay, fine, but I mean, you just sort of steal stuff from random people?
Yeah.
Random, potentially nice people? Like, why don't
Yeah.
you take time to talk to him? Maybe he's a nice guy.
Oh, he's not.
Huh?
Not my problem.
So
Smurf. Can't trust him.
Cotty's the real villain of the game.
so the reason he actually ended up killing that guy is he drops a ring that if I remember correctly, gives you a fair amount of life.
Yeah,
and-
20%.
Yeah, 20% life and I believe endurance also.
Yes.
And it's a huge boost for survivability in the game.
Not necessary, but it's so easy to get, it's no reason not to.
And I know in the glitched run, they actually save and quit after they kill them, which
Yeah,
causes the spawn.
I'm against that. I think they should just completely skip the ring.
But the save and quit allows the item spawn to actually pop up where the guy was.
Because you otherwise need to exit and re-enter the area, like unloaded and loaded in some way for his stuff to appear. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not as difficult as you might think.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to line up.
So if you've played this on console, you may notice that the game isn't running at 5 frames per second.
So, is there any anything, any reason to get humanity in a speedrun other than the very quick health regen?
Not really, not in this case.
Like, I mean, if you were really cheesing it, you could, like, summon somebody.
Yeah,
I guess you could,
not
like, recruit
happening.
Solaire, but I mean, that's it wastes more time than
one
it
option is to
saves.
use the shortcut to skip Centipede Demon and Fire Sage, but since that was a donation incentive, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
It would be about as fast as just...
Yeah,
you know.
the two routes are basically equivalent, assuming
Yeah.
all things luck-wise are equal, but,
Pretty
yeah.
much.
And so, what he's heading up for here is a relatively useful spell called Power Within, which drains your health when activated, but increases, I don't know...
40% damage increase in
40%
everything.
damage increase on everything.
And so it's very useful for a pyromancy run.
And depending on if you're playing on console and for some reason are playing an unpatched version, Power Within has actually been changed over the last 2 patches. On 104 and 105, it took 1% of your health per tick no matter how much health you had, which during a boss fight can get really drastic really fast. Whereas in 1.06, it's a much slower.
No,
health
actually,
rate.
the problem with Power Within was that it was, depending on the level of your Pyromancy Flame, it was draining more and more health, and it wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
So in 1.06, which is the Prepare to Die edition, they fixed that one. So now I can actually upgrade my flame without worrying about Power Within killing me. I'm gonna kill a bunch of these guys, just for safety. Because if I die here, I'm quite screwed.
Yeah.
I miss the console lag. I'm so used to it.
You still get some of the console lag.
Yeah,
depending
but
on
it's
your
not
computer,
nearly. It's
but-
not nearly as bad.
Is that the main difference between the console and PC versions of the game?
Yeah,
The
and
lag
load
in
times.
Blighttown?
Yeah.
That load times.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh jeez.
And now
yeah,
the reason.
that was a failed jump.
Yeah, the reason he quit right there was because the way the save system works in the game is that it remembers the last place you had good standing.
Yeah.
Like you were like on solid standing. So if you save and quit before you land, it remembers where you were last,
Yeah.
which keeps you from having to do a lot of backtracking.
Yeah, it can save me quite a few times doing one. And since like save and quit, I actually don't think anyone's following me anymore.
That's good.
It's convenient.
Yeah, an interesting thing about this game, even though the way that like you legitimately save is relatively restricted, where you can only like sort of recover yourself from a bonfire, the way that it auto saves is actually very flexible. It can save pretty much almost anywhere, and so if you abuse save quit and then make a backup of your save file, you can pretty much save anywhere in the game.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna do something interesting and go human. But don't worry, I'm offline, so don't try to invade me. You're not gonna get anything.
That would have made this that much more interesting.
He was online earlier.
Maybe.
Was he?
Yeah, he was when he was
Oh my
practicing
God.
earlier.
I was considering it, but
No, it's
No.
really risky. You can get really screwed.
Yeah.
That would make a speedrun so fun though.
the reason why I went human is so Mildred invade me. Because killing her gives me about 9,000 souls. Oh, come on.
Oh, so the game has bots for Phantoms if you're playing offline.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on, why is this fight so difficult?
And I think before the game was actually released,
Just
they
die.
made the bots really
Please.
hard.
Thank you. No, they are not hard. I mean, that was an awful fight.
No, before the release. Even.
Oh,
Yeah,
before the release.
before the release.
I'm just gonna grab the humanities she drops well, in case I need to heal something. Just pick it up, please.
Do I have time for some donations?
Yeah, go for it.
Alright then. We have $40 from Andrew Mandelbaum. As a son of a cancer survivor, what you're doing, all is incredible. Congratulations on hitting 200,000, and thank you to the organizers, runners, and the PCF for your work. Put this towards 2 players, 1 controller, and let it be my entry for the N64 bundle. Thanks again. Thank you very much for your generous donation. Ah, we have a $10 donation from someone called Go One Dead. I wonder who that guy is.
I think it's the guy rating.
I'm going to end you too. And hey guys, Golden here, reminding everyone that killing the critters is the only Deer Force approved choice. Shoutouts to the new Iceless Caleb from Gamers Northwest. He's the next Super Metroid beast. Put this towards Big Russ for the Zelda 2 final name, because DSGRL must live on. And as a last resort, don't forget to blame your controller, Garrison.
No, we had
$5 from Don Muddleman. On February 2nd, the White Knight Challenge guys will be doing a charity Dark Souls marathon to raise money for domestic abuse. Wishing we could compare it to the amazing Super Monkey Ball run from earlier. Well, thank you for your donation, and we wish you luck. $130 from Lucas Alcazar. Hello everyone, I just wanted to be Lupita from Final Fantasy IX as Miss MV, please. Thanks again to all the great speedrunners. This is a wonderful week dedication to MV and MV's band as always. Thank you for your generous donation.
It's another example of a boss that the safest place for some of the attacks is just right next to it.
Yeah.
Also a boss that, if you're playing this casually for the first time, can trap you so easily.
Also one of the few bosses you actually have to fight properly. Oh, please don't attack with that. Got me off guard.
$25 from Sean Parton. Here's to kicking cancer's butt. Also, can the reader use the Terminator voice and say, I'll be back. Also, the money goes to whatever the reader wants. Well, I'm a selfish person. Put it towards my name as Vivu.
A lot of yeah, very good. A lot of fighting the bosses in the game is sort of understanding their tells. I feel like it's especially notorious for that. Just sort of looking at how the behavior, like the lead-up animation of both the spider and the human part of Kelag, is very important for identifying what it's going to be doing next. And so it turns what would otherwise be a very difficult boss fight for somebody who hasn't played the game into something, I guess, not quite trivial. I don't want to say that any part of the game is trivial, but it's what makes speedrunning this game possible, is just sort of studying the boss
It makes it fair.
and understanding what they're doing. Because they do actually have...
He's too slow. Come on!
Keep kicking him.
Move out!
There we go.
Ooh, get out the way.
It makes fighting the bosses possible. Like, a lot of people don't really consider speedrunning this game possible because they don't really realize that the bosses aren't really as random as they seem at first.
Same thing with Demon's Souls. When that first run came out, everyone was kind of surprised, but anyone who really played the game a lot was like, yeah, okay. No, that makes sense. He just...
So if you're learning to speedrun this game yourself, you need to develop quite good observation and be looking at the bosses to understand their tells.
In reality, there's only few bosses you have to pay attention to, and like all the end game bosses you just can tank quite easily.
That's true, because you have stone armor by then.
Yeah. And not all runs have stone armor, like the sorcery run. That's quite interesting one, because you have to use the red tier stone ring, which gives you a 20% damage, not 20, 50% damage boost when you're under 20% health. So you're gonna be like a true glass cannon all the time. And you can pretty much one-shot bosses.
Just out of curiosity, how much optimization is there sort of going on in this game? Like, is the route completely finished, or is there
like in the
still
world record runs? Not much. But like these fan routes, like sorcery and pyromancy and some random weapons. Like people do all kinds of runs.
You know, like I said,
these are not optimal.
the fun part about this game is just how much flexibility there is in running it. Like, if you just want to like actually do a race, you can just sort of say, let's do a pyromancy race, and it's a completely different route than, well, not
Actually,
like the basic run through is the same, but like.
So basically, this would be the ideal game for a set of bingo runs.
Yeah, there's a Dark Souls bingo. Yeah,
Definitely bingo runs.
no, but it changes a lot of the strategies and sort of thought process going through the different parts of the game.
Yeah. I mean, we do sometimes have races just like use any class you want. And like some people start with sorcery, some people start with pyromancy, some people just hope for the Black Knight halberd.
Yeah.
I mean, for those who don't know what bingo races are, by the way, it's basically that you get a sheet or a kind of matrix of different targets that you need to complete throughout a speed run in order to win it.
Typically items or bosses defeated, and then you need to get a row, a column, or a diagonal in order to win.
Ocarina of Time is usually the one game that everyone likes to bingo.
Yeah, but there are bingos for other games too.
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Super Metroid bingo.
Yeah.
Shoutouts to
And
Desiree.
Dark Souls.
And yeah, Dark Souls.
Now, this
Animal Crossing bingo. Sorry.
This boss is really interesting because the way he fights him looks really stupid, and that doesn't make a whole lot of sense unless you're really paying attention. What it is he causes lava, and there's the area that you're running towards when you're running back away is actually over like a cliff face. So he jumps at your character and holds on to the cliffside that you're on. So you basically punch his hand enough that he loses grip, lets go, and falls to his death.
But the weird part is that it doesn't really consider the damage you do. It just sort of like counts the number of hits and then decides at some point that he's done. So he just sort of like bare knuckle boxed him to death. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, about that pyromancy.
Oh yeah, we should probably actually explain pyromancy. A common mistake for new players is that they think that pyromancy scales with your intelligence stat because it's a magic thing. However,
pyromancy does not scale with anything aside from your glove.
Yeah,
it's
strictly based on the upgrade that you get, which sort of actually adds to some of the consistency of the route because it's based solely on how much purchasing you have right here.
So I just became really overpowered.
Yeah.
With the plus 11 glove.
So yeah, like basically he skipped what would normally be a lot of leveling up by just solely focusing on the power of the pyromancy glove.
I mean, I'm still so level 2.
Yeah, pyromancy's kind of broken. It was arguably, people were arguing about it when the game was first announced. Like, this could be slightly broken. Yeah, it turns out it was.
And they actually weakened it.
Yeah, it's been
They
nerfed significantly. Yeah,
and it's still broken.
I mean, now it's broken, but at least I need power within to make it broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think patch 1.04 was you could pretty much just
do
demolish
whatever
on it, whatever you want.
On patch 104, there was absolutely no doubt pyromancy was probably the best overall build.
Now the builds are a little
more varied.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, we have $20 from Chris Nenshin. Hey, let Cody put this towards whatever he wants, and shout out to my online friend Frozen Fox, who is suffering from pancreatic cancer. Stay strong, man. So that's $20 for Cody to.
Tarkus for Wind Waker.
Tarkus.
Yeah.
Tarkus.
It's an option.
How are the Wind Waker not doing?
Tarkus doesn't have enough.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure Frankie needs some lasers.
Yeah, I'm almost positive.
What about F1 Hot Pass?
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Alright, we found it.
And we'll explain the Tarkus thing when we get there.
You won't actually see Tarkus, but...
No, but we'll explain it.
Yeah. Pyromancy is actually the only run that ever takes a bonfire in Blighttown or anywhere around here. Because it's faster to just warp back out with the home moon. But since I have to upgrade my flame and I need to kill Ceaseless to have enough souls to actually do it, it's faster for me to just take the run and go back up to normal way.
We have $15 from Stormy Clark. From Andrew and Stormy Aber. My mom had cancer recently Thank you for running a charity for a great cause. Praise the sun. Oh, sorry if you're lost, but we thank you for your donation.
Yes, praise the sun.
Praise the sun.
Do we even praise the sun in this run? I don't think we do.
We don't.
Unfortunately, we don't.
No,
we never
we
see
don't.
Solaire.
No.
$15 from Charles Vega. Shoutouts to all the runners and people involved with AGDQ. It's been great this year. Put this towards the Dark Lord ending in Dark Souls. Kotti was here. Framped is a loser.
He is.
$20 from Elizabeth Goliher. I'm sorry. Keep being awesome and going fast. Also, fishy, fishy, clap, clap, roar. Okay.
What?
I don't know. I'm just
I
reading.
am confused.
I'm reading what I'm seeing. $40 from Daniel Hoffer. Hey
So
guys.
now don't fall down the pit button.
Hey guys, you're doing awesome work. My mom is a cancer survivor, so donation is a no-brainer. Readers choose where this goes to.
Kotti has
Well, I
a
know where I
death
want to
wish
put
right
it
now.
to.
Just a brief note, during his practice just before this, for some reason the elevator was at the top and he just sort of fell in because normally it's at the bottom.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know how I managed to send it back up. I never do it.
$20 from Matthew Schwimmer. Big shoutouts to the Dark Souls runner. You're a brave man for doing such an unforgiving game, and the main reason I'm watching this. Good luck. Praise the sun.
Thank you.
So there's where he goes back and picks up that ring from the guy he kicked
Yeah.
off like 20 minutes ago.
I'm getting less of a Smurf vibe from him, more of a Dr. Manhattan vibe.
At this point, that's a good possibility.
Yeah.
The elevator he stepped on earlier, way back before the hardest room in the game, actually is this elevator. And
It
it's
unlocks.
it unlocks a nice shortcut back to...
Okay, I take it back. That face, that's not Dr. Manhattan.
He doesn't have a face on his forehead.
He's just way too happy.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
$25 from Alexander Olson. Thanks to my wonderful Alana for
I'll
2
be
amazing
eating it.
years
Just
and
keep
many more
30
to
minutes from
come.
now.
Viva la Dark Souls.
I will get you, Harry Potter.
Wait, that guy doesn't aggro on you?
No, he does
Or-
if you get close enough.
He might aggro me, but he's too slow anyway.
Slowpoke.
So
$5
I'll
from
continue to
Matthias.
finish asking stupid
Oh, sorry.
questions. What is that little arrow just below the stamina meter?
That's a good question.
Generally, the icons that show up underneath the stamina meter are buffs in some way,
And
shape, or
I
form.
don't have a clue which that buff is.
Is that just the ring you just put on?
It's probably
Probably the
in
ring.
favor of protection.
Now I need to level up attunement enough so I can equip or attune all my spells. Great Gears Fireball, Great Combustion, and Combustion. I'm also going to buy a shield because it's gonna save me a lot of time at some places in small doses.
I think when you practices, you almost aggroed Andre.
Oh, almost.
Almost.
That doesn't seem
So
appropriate.
again, Cotty's just a huge jerk. Like,
And the reason he does that is actually for the crest that he drops.
whoa,
Whoa,
my
please
goodness.
don't kill me.
Tight Knight Demon is on his game today.
Yeah.
He is trying to be a hero.
But the reason he killed him was to drop a crest, which is an item he needs to get through a door up this way, to get him towards his next boss fight faster.
So in this case,
Yeah.
being a master jerk is helpful.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's generally the way it works in
Yeah.
this game. Being a massive jerk is usually helpful.
That's pretty much the story
That's
of
a
Dark
great lesson
Souls.
for kids.
Fallout scratch.
$5 from Matthias Salberg. Put this towards the couch's choice. Keep up the good work.
Tarkus.
Darkus.
Yep, I
That's
guess
my choice,
That's probably
always.
been done, but I will remember that.
Or Violet. We can never get
No,
Violet.
it's gonna be Tarkus.
Yeah.
Darkus.
Oh, we're near my farming spot. Yeah.
We can never get
We're near
Violet.
everyone's farming
We will
spot.
never
Yeah,
be able to get Violet.
Sit by
entirely
that
out of
cliff,
pocket
knock
range.
everyone off, get levels all day, every day.
I don't know. We'll never be able to get
Goodbye,
Violet.
my
entirely-
farming spot. I'll miss you.
We'll never be able to get Violet entirely out of Poxno range.
$6 from Justin Pulse. Dark Souls. Woo! My Xbox disc broke, so hoping for a PC version. I guess there's that donation thing for some disease too. JK, great work guys, and shout out to the Tech Loop. They deserve more credit than they get. Add the $6 to Sifa for CV3.
Oh, you're not doing the
No, I'm
fun
not doing
strat?
that. not doing the ruin skip, as we call it.
Marathon strats.
$5 from
The ruin skip saves like maybe 10 seconds at
No,
best.
it's definitely not worth it.
Yeah.
I should have labeled these.
How risky it is.
And the reason he actually when you saw the text pop up, he swung left a little bit when he walked into that room. There's a cat sitting on a windowsill who happens to be the leader of what is it?
Forest Hunters.
The Covenant. Yes.
Yeah, no, but
And by talking to the cat, it actually makes all the NPCs in the forest non-violent towards you,
stop killing you.
which is convenient when you're trying to run through the forest.
Also, you just picked up the stone armor, which is very important for the other bosses that aren't this one, just because it helps with the tank
Yeah,
strats.
mostly just Nito and Four Kings.
Yeah.
I believe that's the only bosses I'm gonna use it on.
Well, yeah, those are the other two bosses that aren't Dead of Chaos. So.
So you can kill any and every NPC in this game, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe so.
Pretty much.
$5 from Alexei Lefebvre.
Sif
Morning
is the
is
most
rising in France. Thanks,
Oh, God.
Oh, he's so cute.
That was an awful dodge. I completely misread his moves.
Yeah. So yeah, as an indication, he's still level 2, by the way.
No, he's
I'm not.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah,
I'm
about,
level-
he's about level 10.
Yeah. But
Something like that.
he increased
That was
only
really bad.
attunement and has nothing in defense right now. So
Yeah, still, I shouldn't be getting hit by Sif. He's
But
one
if-
of the easier bosses in my opinion.
yeah, he's very easy to dodge just because.
He's predictable.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
he's predictable and again, if you get right up in his face, he can't hit you.
Yeah.
What's the level cap again?
Level cap is at 712,
That's
Which
the big
is the-
level cap.
which is the total number of stats you need to purchase to get to 99 in everything.
Yeah.
Generally, people stop around 120 though, because
Yeah,
that's
the-
where PvP is.
The big PvP group, or PvP level that is generally used is 120. So you can actually have a build based around that.
Yes.
And it's
Is it 10% of that too you can encounter?
it's 10% off
Yeah,
of based
plus-
off of your
plus or
plus or minus
minus
10%.
Alright. So generally that range would be the PvP level for this game.
But the interesting thing is, if you join the Covenant, when you talk to the cat, you get a ring.
That lets you invade people.
Whenever you're wearing it, no matter where you are in the game, you can be summoned into the forest to fight people that are killing NPCs.
Yes.
So, if you're a big fan of PvP, it can be really interesting because you'll be running around. I don't think it activates in boss fights, but you can be running around anywhere in the game and suddenly, oh, you're invading someone.
Yes.
I'm a Chaos Servant for life, so I don't know.
I agree. Chaos for life.
There's a lot of rings like that that make PvP very easy in this game for finding.
Like the ninja ring?
Yes.
Yeah.
That ninja ring, yeah, that was abused all hell.
What is it? It's the wood grain ring? Or
Yeah.
It's the wood grain ring.
No, that's abused all hell.
It's the ring that lets you do flips no matter what kind of armor you're in,
Yes.
and looks really funny in heavy armor.
Yeah.
$20 from Maximilian Fuse. Just putting a quick vote in for the Dark Lord ending of Dark Souls, the true ending. Also save Rex and Mass Effect as well. $15 from Joe Dewey. I'm sorry I can't see your last name because it showed up as characters. This is my second donation. Shout out to Cody and the other runners. Put this towards whatever.
Tarkus.
Is that a wolf swinging a katana?
That is a wolf
No.
swinging a giant broadsword.
Yeah.
$5.
I need to get this game.
Yeah, this game is ridiculous.
Oh,
And,
come on.
and the
stop
DLC
jumping
actually
around.
has some stuff based around him that's really interesting.
Okay, well, quick question. Would you suggest I get the 360 or the PC version?
PC.
Okay.
PC if your PC's good enough to run it.
It will be in about 3 months.
Okay,
Well,
yeah,
if you
PC.
Okami, you can play as a wolf swinging around a giant sword.
That works too.
No one here is hard thing.
$5 from Ian Malinson. Here's $5 for making hard games look easy. Put this to name Steiner Violet.
If I remember correctly, if you kill the wolf, you can't join a certain covenant, right?
No, it's like the wolf, a required boss in the game.
Yeah, he's a required boss.
I can't remember.
There are bosses that do prevent you from
Yeah.
joining their covenant. For example, Nito, which is a required boss as well. I don't know about the wolf.
I can't
I
remember.
don't
Again, I've only ever
I don't
joined
think
Chaos
Sif is one.
Covenant
Yeah.
because Chaos Covenant is awesome.
I joined the one for the dragon head.
Right, yeah.
God bless the dragon head.
Yeah, I'm not too mad about trying to be safe because It's really hard to get a deathless run with this game.
Yeah.
I mean, even my PB has a death in it, which is kind of stupid.
Yeah. Well, it's just
I mean, I was
don't-
expecting
I
to
don't
die at least a
blame
few
you.
times during the run.
Stupid stuff happens in this
Yeah.
game.
And this area, Sen's Fortress, is the bane of new players.
well,
Not really.
Yeah.
I found it fun.
we've described several things as being the bane of new players.
This is true.
This
The
game
whole
is
game
the
is the
bane of
bane
new
of new
players.
players.
No, you know what the bane of new players is? Every game. That's the bane of new players. That's your brick wall.
Until you find out that you don't need to fight it.
I beat
Yes.
Captain on my second try.
You cheated.
It's pure luck.
But
It's pure luck whether
Sen-
you get destroyed.
Sen's Fortress is basically, I think, the biggest callback to sort of the Demon Souls format type thing, with just full of lots
Also
of
coming
traps.
up a small skip,
And
the boulder skip.
yeah.
oh,
Small
boulder skip.
corridors.
Nice.
What the? Isn't that supposed to, like, I don't know, hit you?
It still hits
No,
it.
it hit him. He did.
I took damage.
Took half his health off. Like,
Oh, wow.
But the way when he does that, it allows him to pass through it without having the getting hit, falling, and a bunch of
Knockback.
extra knockback damage and everything else. It basically allows him to get through it without any movement issues.
Just gonna play it safe here.
Alright,
I could have gone.
We have $5 from a familiar name on my part, Caleb Kessler, my own brother. Dark Souls is one of my favorite games. I'm used to the my console version with the Blighttown lag, but without lag it seems better than Demon Souls World 5. The reader can choose where this donation goes towards. I already told Mike what I want to put my reader's names to.
So while we're on our way up, the next boss is where the name Tarkus comes from. When you're human, there is an NPC you can summon right before this boss named Tarkus, and someone, I don't remember the name of the streamer, but there was a guy playing, and Tarkus is very popular amongst a majority of the Dark Souls community for being the NPC that can just tank the boss for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
And you can, if you're playing casually, you can actually summon him, and 9 times out of 10, he will just take out the boss on his own. And it's quite ridiculous, and it's generally just pretty entertaining.
Well, what was that? Interesting.
This game is so balanced. I love it.
And he's gone.
Very nice.
Yep.
So that's the quick kill strategy for that boss. You make it? Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Basically, normally you'd have to deplete his health. However, if you cause him to go off balance by just sort of
Doing enough damage. That's all there is to it.
well, yeah, doing enough damage to his legs, but I guess
Yeah,
you can't
yeah,
really hit much
that's
else.
good. Well, as a sorcerer you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do enough damage and he falls backwards, and since it's a very small area you're fighting on, he'll fall backwards and then fall off.
Yeah, like
And-
basically there's a first stage where you'll see him sort of stagger, and then if you do enough damage in that mode, he'll fall.
And with the Great Chaos Fireball, it's really easy to make him fall.
Yeah.
It's just one fireball makes him stagger, and that's it.
This part of the game is so pretty.
Yeah.
We have $65 from Gregory Fontaine. Hey guys, it's Ulfas Zlatan from France.
Sure.
Thanks for everything. This donation way for FF9 name $65 for Miss Envious Queen. Thank you guys. Thank you for your generous donation, Gregory.
Yeah.
$5 from Jonathan Elms. Been looking forward to this Dark Souls run and the chance to get a copy of, and a chance at getting the copy for myself. Put this towards naming Cider Violet. I want to see the Pockstar donation will come up and top us. I don't know if we really want that, or some of the Steiner or the Violet fans want that, but it'll be funny. $5 from Philip Roper. Dark Souls is the best. Put this toward this and my previous donations towards Die Hard number 5, the Hardened list. I just added that. $40 from Talal Aliani. Death Knight here, donating to make a total of full $100. 20 of it to 2 guys, 1 controller, and 20 for whatever Cody wants. Mad props to Dark Souls skills. I believe that's for that name that you guys mentioned.
Tarkus.
Tarkus. $25 from Kyle Hornberger. Praise the sun. $30 from Ville Oilenkanine. I'm sorry, I tried my best. I would like to donate this money towards helping cancer, and also I'd like to tell Cody I tell him that Kotti is my hero and I like him, and he does suck a bit in killing Mildred. For Cody's #1 fan,
this is gonna be interesting.
I can't read that. There's no vowels. $10 from her Antonsen. Let's help science speedrun the curing of cancer. Also, please explain the humanity thing in Dark Souls. I don't get it.
Which humanity thing?
That's all I see.
Well,
talking about humanity.
I guess
And you want to talk about the gameplay version, the gameplay reasoning for it?
going human or what?
No,
No, just having humanity. Like the more, the counter at the top left corner is how much humanity you have, and that just sort of increases every time you use a humanity item, and certain enemies, they'll have like humanity-ish souls that will increase it by 1 as well. Anyways, the more you have it, it kind of increases your health slightly and also your drop slightly.
No health.
What it does is it increases a little bit of drop, or it gives you a little bit better
drop
drops,
rate,
And resistances.
and it raises resistances.
Okay, that's what it was.
Which is huge in this game.
I always take a hit.
And also, if you have enough, especially the PvP community runs into this, with enough of it, it actually starts to raise your defense also.
Yeah. It is
But the item humanity is quite useful just because if you use one, no matter how low your health is, it fills it full.
Does it fill it full?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, well that's a very helpful explanation.
Yeah, and you can use it at bonfires to
Kindle the
like,
bonfire,
kindle
which
the- yeah.
increases the amount of Estus that it gives an individual refill on your flask. It's also useful as a health recovery item because Estus flasks, it's not a good berry. Wow, okay. Sure,
For once.
that works.
And the other interesting thing with them in PvP is humanity is the only thing you can use to heal yourself in your game.
Yeah.
Because you can't use Estus Flask.
25. Oh, sorry.
Basically the most like useful general item in the game, I guess. Like, no matter what
Pretty
build you
much,
are,
yeah.
you use humanity.
And the humanity that you're talking about from enemies is actually something based around the multiplayer aspect of the game. Dark Souls is a very interesting multiplayer in that things that you do in your game run a possibility of assisting other players in your
break
area.
right there.
And that's, yeah, it's a huge sequence break.
Like 40 seconds, not huge.
Well, it's
40
huge
seconds
if
is
you're
huge.
like
Well,
a new player
yeah,
and
I
like
guess. I
struggle
mean,
through
that's
this
easier
area.
than just doing it the normal way.
It is. And this is actually a lot of players consider this upcoming boss to be one of the hardest in the game.
As do I.
What?
I mean, as do I. I mean, I
Yeah.
took that more credit for safety.
Yeah, Ornstein and Small. Which one do you kill first?
Ornstein.
You kill Ornstein? Alright.
And that's Ornstein, and Small is the big guy. He does.
Small's pretty free alone, if I remember correctly.
Smog
Literally
has
missed
his
you.
like jump in the air and electro smash you move that can sometimes kill you if you're not paying attention to like its movement. Oh,
But he
okay.
does
No,
not get
no.
that
Okay,
until...
the thing though is that you cannot sort of damage them evenly, like in some action games where when you're fighting a dual boss, they'll often sort of make a more powerful version of the second one once you kill the first one. But usually you can cheese them out by sort of damaging them easily and then just killing one and the other. However, it fully heals the other one when you kill one. Oh, yeah, no. And yeah, like I said, that area of effect attack there is kind of one of the most annoying things because it's hard to gauge how far you need to be before...
Actually, it's just 2 rolls. It's always enough.
Well, yeah, but if
That
you're
was
not
just-
rolling straight back
Yeah.
from him, well,
Yeah.
But the interesting thing with this boss fight also is that if you beat Ornstein first, his electricity that he uses goes into Smog, which is why he now has lightning around his hammer. If you beat Smog first, Ornstein becomes twice as large.
yeah.
And even more ridiculous. And for a majority of players, beating them in this order that Kotti is doing it is the best way. I personally wanted Ornstein's armor,
Everybody
so
wants Ornstein's armor.
I
yeah.
did it the
I
hard
don't.
way the first time.
His armor is pretty cool.
Basically, the reason why is because other than the electro smash thing, this is basically pretty much the same as vanilla smog. So
Yeah, that was a good fight.
Less of an issue
I was
than
playing a bit safe with Smo, but yeah,
giant hard scheme.
better than expected.
Anyway, this is probably a good time for donations.
Yeah.
'cause-
Alright then, I'll get on to that. $25 from Ryan Johnson. My girlfriend found out her dad had brain cancer this morning. Hopefully this doesn't happen to other people. Money to the Reader's Choice and a copy of Dark Souls on Steam. Thanks, everyone. Our hearts go out to you. $30 from Wesley Taylor. Also, shoutouts to Tomoyo and Ted. Godspeed, Little Doodle. $15 from Jenny
I'm an asshole.
Mar Hakanakas.
We all know it's a
I
pleasure.
devote this donation to my grandma who died to breast cancer when I was 6. Thank you for your donation. $5 to Philip Roger. Shout out to Watt Bros, Dark Souls for Life. Great speed run. Put this towards Die Hard number 5. Great marathon so far. Thank you. $20 from Tamaz Gop. Great job, guys, fighting cancer and speedrunning. Watching these guys live and runners explain tricks is a gold mine for me. Donation towards Kotti trying at least one bare hand parry on Gwyn.
I'm not gonna parry Gwyn at all.
No, yeah, he's
well,
a pyromancer. That's not gonna happen.
So then I guess that's not happening.
No.
$5 from Reza Nikopor. Hey guys, thanks for speedrunning. My mom had cancer when she was younger and made it through it. Have fun, Dead Heart Speed. Thank you very much.
I mean, I think the parrying Gwyn strat it's kind of old. I'm gonna do something else.
Yeah, it's up to
Yeah, he's up to 15, he maxed it.
So he's at like max non-ascended pyromancy right now,
Yeah.
so it's pretty damn powerful.
Like every boss from now on is pretty much just going to die.
He is now a god.
Yeah. Also, I
Quite
know
close.
previously he killed Guinevere instead of talking to her because he's a jerk. But basically, the story behind that is that Guinevere doesn't actually exist; it's just an illusion.
And coming up next is the most difficult trick in the game, and I had really a ton of trouble with this lately, recently in practice. So I just hope it doesn't happen right now. Everyone says that it's the most difficult trick in the game, but still not that difficult. Yet no one's consistent at it.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to think about it anymore.
If you drop in on Kotti's stream at any random time, and he's playing Dark Souls, he will be practicing this trick.
Maybe.
The other convenient part for killing
Oh, what?
Guinevere is that there's not the giant
Yeah.
Stone
golem things
whatever.
over there.
I don't know what they're called.
Sentinels, I think.
Okay, and as a result, it makes getting a chest very easy. In other runs of the game, people will get the Lloyd's Talisman item near the beginning of the game, which causes the Mimic to be stunned and just sort of reveal its item, but then you
Yeah.
need to kind of dodge between the golems, and it's
That
ridiculous.
is, of course, if the category they are running actually requires the Crystal Halberd, which is
Yeah.
a pretty powerful weapon, and some people do just want with just that weapon. It works. Not my favorite, but yeah.
The main downside to the Crystal Halberd is that it has limited uses because it can't be repaired.
Yes.
This doesn't typically come up.
You can still repair it by upgrading
That's
it.
true, yeah. You can, but you have a limited number of upgrades,
Yeah.
basically. But that's it doesn't come up quite as much in a speed run. But for casual play, people can get dependent on the high power of the Crystal Halberd when they first find it, and then have to revert back to lesser item.
$5 from Eduardo Cantelano. Hey guys, great stream for an awesome cause. I had an uncle who lost his battle with pancreatic cancer several years ago, and now I have a cousin currently fighting lung cancer. I wish the best for all cancer victims. Put this towards whatever needs it most. I'll say that that's that name that you guys have mentioned.
Tarkus!
Tarkus needs more love.
$5. Oh, yeah, give it that one.
He will lead us to victory.
$30 from Danny Baxter. How inconsiderate to have Dark Souls run at 7 a.m. in the morning. Good work so far. Dark Souls 2 is gonna suck. Peace out.
Let's hope not.
Let's hope not. Indeed.
A generous $150 donation from Michael Mulligan. Amazing work, guys. Here is $150 for Dark Souls Runner and that Gunblade. And shout out to Jeff Sims. Keep it up, peeps.
Nope.
Okay, so yeah, that's the trick we were talking about. That's not that hard, but nobody can get it.
Yeah.
$5 from Anthony DeSimas. What's up, guys? I see you're running Darku Solu. Gotta say thank you for running my favorite game. Praise the sun. Enjoy Sen's Funhouse.
Sen's Funhouse was easy.
Yep.
$5 from Alfonso Gomez. Wow, you guys did in 20 minutes what took me 20 hours. Praise the sun. And now excuse me while I cry myself to sleep. Oh, thanks for the donation.
There's actually something to say about this game. I don't know, in my opinion, it's probably the best game of this generation for speedrunning, just because
I agree, definitely.
it's a substantial game in that it takes people upwards of like 60, 70 hours to beat it. But at the same time, once you know what you're doing, the runs of this game are typically around an hour long. So it sort of
No,
gives...
not typically.
Oh, sorry.
Like if you're like
yeah, like
a god. Or Japanese.
I guess I phrased that
Come on.
completely incorrectly, but
It's really bad.
it just sort of combines the best of both worlds, where you don't have a game that has too much filler,
Yeah, that's true.
so it's still an enjoyable run.
It's a lot of gameplay.
Yeah, what I'm trying to do here is completely skip the first encounter with Zeta Scaleless. So I'm not gonna have to do the one forced death scene in the game.
Yeah, normally
Just
you
gonna jump on the railing of this elevator and then jump on another elevator railing, and hopefully land it like I want to, and that's not at all like I want to.
As previously stated, extremely hard trick to pull off.
No one's consistent at it.
Yeah, from what I've heard, the Japanese guys who stream in Nico video, in their runs, this is pretty much the point where the runs end.
yeah.
I'm surprised they're not consistent at it for some reason.
Oh,
I'm not surprised.
It's just not a consistent trick.
Really?
I think part of it is just the very short amount of time you have to line up that first roll there.
I'm sure if you had more time, you could probably line it up.
Yeah, there's a few ways to do it. I'm just using my own setup for this, which is apparently really bad.
It looked like you almost had it.
Yeah, no,
landed on something.
every time you almost have
Yeah.
it, and then every time you almost miss it. The worst part is
that's just the first jump.
yeah, there's a second roll afterwards that can also mess you up.
$5 from Dominic Davis. It's great to put this money towards a cause like this. Put this money on Tarkus, not the Emerson, Lake, and Palmer.
Yeah.
Got it.
Nice.
And believe it or not, that probably still saves time.
Yeah, it does. That saves like 6 minutes if you get it on the first try.
This game needs more wheel skeletons. Praise the spun.
I haven't heard that one in a while.
Victor Cunningham donates $20. What you guys are doing is an awesome thing for an awesome cause. I'd like this and my other donation to go to Die Hard 2P1C. Oh, 2 players, 1 controller.
It's been met now?
I think it has.
Someone can tell me when they check.
This modifier is just for safety, so I don't have to do the skip again in case something goes awfully wrong. I'm not that worried about Siege, but I'm kind of worried about the Crystal Cave. I've been known to just walk off the edge for no reason.
So, for example,
Because I'm an idiot.
the Crystal Cave is, the one area that new players often find difficult. like every other area in the game.
Everything's difficult your first time in.
Yeah.
You're kind of stuck in that regard. But the thing that makes it interesting, you'll see in about 2 minutes here.
Yeah.
But another interesting thing that I have found that I personally really enjoy about this game is it has a story, but none of it's fed to you. You actually have to go kind of search
You have to pay attention.
for the story and the lore in the game.
Which I guess part of what makes it nice for speedrunning, since it's very cutscene light.
Yes, well, cutscene light is an understatement. There's what, like 3 in the game that you
That's
actually
a
see,
few.
I think?
There's a few. I mean,
There's a few, but I mean, you
skip
skip them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so,
This one, please. Now I'm just stacking up on humanity, so I have enough resistances to fight Siege properly.
This is what confuses
yeah,
people.
so for people who haven't gotten to this point in the game yet, this is what the prism stones are used for.
Or a bag of arrows.
Or a bagger.
That's what I used.
I just tried a lot. I
Or,
died even more.
An interesting thing is if you look, you see like the little faint bits of crystal falling.
Yeah.
and they'll actually only fall over the areas where there's path.
Yeah, they sort of break into a bit of a particle effect where there's path or otherwise, yeah.
But I have died. I think I've got to about here, and that's just about as far as my run's ever taken me.
Yes.
Those things are the bane of my
clams!
existence.
The clams. So, coming up is the one intentional save quit in the
Yes.
run.
I'm going to break the crystal here and save and quit, or just quit and reload actually. Like this.
I forget why that is, though.
I do this so the clams don't follow me to the boss fight.
Basically, after your first try, a fog gate appears in front of it. However, on your first time through, there is no fog gate, which means the clams are free to mess you up. So, as you pass through here, and you look back at the fog gate, you see the clams desperately trying to claw their way in. And you don't want that because you want to
No,
focus on the
just
boss.
pay attention to the damage.
Did I
Overpowered much?
Did I mention
me.
pyromancy broken?
And he's dead.
And this is it when it's nerfed.
Yeah. This is like the latest patch. So.
And an interesting thing about that boss is, if I remember correctly, he's deaf. Or no, he's blind, so he can hear you.
Yeah.
But if there's an item you can get in the game that makes your footsteps not make any sound, and if you equip it, he actually won't know where you are. So he doesn't. He has an entirely different attack pattern if you have that ring. It's really interesting.
Another fun part for new players is that the little crystals that he popped up there have a chance to curse you on death.
Which is why I have so much humanity right now.
Yeah.
I used the Firekeeper soul because it gives me 5 humanity. So I didn't have to waste any time popping humanities, which I'm probably gonna want to use anyway for healing.
Yeah, and curse causes your health to be permanently set at maximum of half, kind of like when you die in Demon Souls and don't recover. And so obviously that makes everything kind of annoying because there are only a few ways to recover from curse in this game, and they're all kind of out of your way.
And yet there's at least one point in time in the game where curse can actually be useful.
Which is coming up soon.
Probably about 10 minutes.
Didn't so many people complain about it? They patched it in one of the nearby shopkeepers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they patched, or the shopkeeper under the bell, the first bell where he bought the homeward bone, I believe, is the one that
can remove curse.
Can remove curse and sells the item also.
I had no idea. I don't know anything about the versions of differences of this game that don't affect speedrunning.
Yeah.
Oh wow, nice move. Please move on. Come on.
This guy is trying.
Thank you.
He's in your way.
He wants it, yeah.
Actually, I'm not at full health, so I can't do both of the jobs I'm about to do at once. Still some pretty cool stuff coming up. These skeletons, they are really after me. Fine, I'll heal. That's no healing item.
And yeah.
This is the first sequence break for anyone playing casually born.
Yeah, there's
Pretty
one.
much.
We have $10 from.
I'm
sorry. $10 from Kotti Casino. Great charity you're running. Vote for the Dark Lord ending. Yes, shoutouts to Taco and Dark Wraith Covenant for life. On the note of that donation, I just wanted to say that we still have time for the Dark Souls ending. Your two choices are linking the flame.
That is real skeleton.
Fun guys.
Grace is fun.
And the Dark Lord ending. The cutoff will be after Lord Souls are collected. So if you want to see either one of those.
Whoa, hold on. Serious time going out here.
Oh yeah. I've died to this guy.
Alright.
I mean, it's some kind of thing in my stream. I mean, once in a race I had the Black Knight's Halberd and I somehow managed to die here.
Yeah.
It was quite an achievement.
Is this actually serious time?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
you tell
totally.
me.
Absolutely.
Right, let me see. Here.
I mean, this boss is taking what, like 5 hits to kill? It's one too many.
Yeah.
By lighting it on fire.
Actually, yeah, let's check the mask he dropped. Ah, useless.
$5 from Warren Hua. There's a fine stash of treasure right down that hole. I found it first, but well, we are friends now. I'll split it with you. In any case, have a look. It'll shimmer you blind. He.
I don't think we'll be seeing patches a whole lot.
If we do see him, can we kick him off a cliff?
$10 from Wu Nam Yang. Thank you. Thanks for playing one of my favorite games with this tour to fighting cancer and Arturius in Elite Knight set if possible.
No, we are not going to.
Yeah, we're not going to get the Artorias anything.
Also, Tomb of Giants is a pretty cool place.
A lot of people.
That first jump is really easy to do once you just know when to do it.
Yeah, the Tomb of Giants bothers a lot of people because as you can tell, your viewing distance is very, very short. There's an item you can get that makes the visual ring around you bigger. It's like a lighted helmet, basically. But I know my first time there, it freaked me out because usually the only thing you can see in the darkness is the eyes of the skeletons.
Yeah.
And they're huge.
I don't recommend getting any light items. I just recommend just stick with the right wall. That's good enough. That's gonna get you to
the other option is the skull lamp, but that sacrifices a shield, which, if you play Dark Souls, you know is very important.
There's like summon light.
Or yeah, you can play a faith build.
Or you can just go get the skull lantern. Why don't do anything humanity?
Yeah, faith builds.
$5 from Brennan.
Has anyone tried to run this game with a faith build?
I hear faith builds are OP, Kotti. What do you think?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, didn't we just kill that boss? So that's a popular thing with this game, is some of the earlier bosses tend to be
enemies
later in the game.
Shoutouts to Star Ocean 3. I'm the only person who gets that. Anyways, keep going, sorry.
Brandon Wuzzle donates $5. Thank you for all you do. Wish I could give more for all of the amazing entertainment you have provided in the last few days. Kotti is amazing, and maybe I can get a copy of Dark Souls for myself. Praise the sun! $20 from Tyler Rebrin. A dear friend of mine has a mother battling cancer. Map, Delta, and Wreckage is a blunt. Third year watching. Great job, you guys. $50, generously donated by Vincent Mallard. Kotti's swimming gracefully through Dark Souls like a shark. An NPC killing jerk shark, but still. Thank you for running this entertaining show for an important charity. Well, thank you for your donation.
He's the best kind of shark.
And that was one of the lords.
Yeah.
Really tough.
That you have to kill, and he's basically a floating ball of skeletons.
Incidentally, if you're having trouble with this game, go get the stone armor.
Yeah, or the table set. It's even better, but more out of the way. Not by much.
$10 from Carl Ligon. Hey, I have been enjoying your marathon all week. Love seeing you skilled guys. Also, shout out to Stinger from Carl with a K. $6.66 from Jake Valenius. Hello, sports fans. Put this towards whatever Frank Z desires.
Fargus?
Yeah, Fargus. Clearly not Franker Z. Fargus.
Yeah,
I'm reading how I read it.
Franker
if you want to
Z.
read that as that, then that's your prerogative.
I agree. Now that I have some say in this, it's definitely going to be Franker Z.
Yeah.
If you read the comments, you can read it however you want.
So this area is actually the area where I was talking about curse being useful, especially in a normal playthrough, because those ghosts are entirely unhittable unless you are cursed.
Unhittable when one direction. They can certainly hit you.
Yeah. They like to grab you. They really want hugs for some reason, and they like to demolish life bars very quickly.
Safety hugs.
But
Do you like hugs with Franker cartoons?
Always.
Yeah.
But you can get an item. It's actually the skeleton that was in the pot before you got on the bridge. Drops an item called a transient curse, which gives you the curse effect, so you can fight them, but actually doesn't make you cursed.
What he just did there is he threw down a ladder, which activates the shortcut to this boss, just in case he dies.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the boss itself. I'm worried about the next room.
Yeah.
I'm about to climb a ladder and I could die. This is like one of the few last-place things in the game.
It's basically there's a billion ghosts, and it's just whether or not they hit you. Right? Yeah. No.
Yeah, they were being nice on the one hit.
Well, if the ghosts desire it, they will.
They will ruin you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$5 from Logan Fontana. This is for my grandma who passed away from cancer a few years back. I love and miss you, Grandma. I forgot to add a comment on my $20 donation, so add this. $25 total to Die Hard challenges
I
available.
guess he plays favorites.
Believe it or not, dropping down on average will probably do as much damage as trying to like climb down with all the ghosts there.
Yeah, walls.
Also, I should explain that all the falling damage is based on your max HP. It's always the same percentage. So every drop you see me do, you can do it so level 1. You don't need to have a massive life bar.
But the difference with that is that the Estus Flax do have a specific heal amount, so it might take more to heal from the said falls.
Yeah.
Then again, if you're here at level 1, you're probably suicidal, so...
Or a sorcerer.
Yeah, or
a sorcerer, yeah.
Or just
except that
fun.
sorcerers
Yeah,
are not level 1, they just don't have any HP.
I haven't actually looked into this. Is there like low level runs?
People do soul level 1 runs.
Yeah, there is a quite recently some Japanese guy made a soul level 1 run.
Do they do
really
it with
cool.
that really stupid class too that starts with nothing? Because that would
The
make people
Deprived?
very-
I don't.
Deprived is just a boring class to start with, because the only difference to any other run is that you have a rough start.
Well, doesn't the Deprived just have higher stats than everyone else? From what I remember.
Yeah, but those stats are poorly placed.
Yeah.
$50 from Spencer Gregory. Hello from Canada. Shout out to my favorite 3 runs of the marathon so far. GTA 3, Portal 2, and the mind-blowing Sonic 06. Honorable mention, Octodad. These runners keep the party rockin'. Put my donation towards a shark as Pokemon starter name.
And now this is actually one of my favorite tricks. He's fighting the 4 kings, which there are obviously 4 of. He will not be killing all 4 kings.
I thought there were 5 games.
There are, technically.
Return of the
According
King.
to lore.
Oh, I was talking about according to take 2 to 1.
$20 from Brian Wade. Congratulations to Kotti for being so grossly incandescent. $5 from Chris Seas. Wasn't interested in Dark Souls until I watched this run. Let's see if I can win it. Put this on 2 guys, 1 controller. Keep up the great work, guys.
So as you can see, he killed the first one and did well more than a quarter of the percentage of damage. And yeah.
So that's 2 kings down.
Yeah, he's killed 2 kings thus far, and I'm not 100% sure if he's even going to technically kill the 3rd.
$20 from Bradley Reams from Shugawa on PSN. $20 for that ridiculous elevator trick. I can't believe I didn't know about fighting cancer around the world. Keep praising that sun.
Oh,
boy.
$5 from Brian Erickson. Hey guys, great job and shout out to Karakar. Keep fighting the good fight. May the light prevail. Leaf.
So yeah, as you notice, if you were looking at the really small bar above the king, the last one he didn't actually take out its entire life bar. The way that works is the life is encompassed over all 4 kings. So when you kill one, they're still able to be hit, and so you do more. You can keep doing damage after they're doing their death animation, to the point that you do enough damage to entirely negate having to fight at least one of them.
Yeah, as a sorcerer you can actually get 2 kings, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Also really difficult from what I've seen.
Or 1.04 pyro.
I mean, sorcery is pretty much a category that I think people who hate themselves do. It just looks awful to do, because you have to be, at every boss fight you have to have the less than 20% HP. So you're just gonna die to 1 hit every time.
Yeah, because there's an ability that increases your damage when you're that low.
Cody, this is a question. About how far away do you think you are for the cutoff for the ending the bidding for Linking the Flame or Dark Lord?
You're just heading towards the last one, the last of the lords.
So probably about 10 minutes.
10 minutes. So if you wanna link the flame, or if you want the Dark Lord ending, get your donations in soon.
We're also heading towards the extra bosses that you have donated for.
Normally I would have just donated 30 humanity to Fair Lady and unlocked a shortcut that allows me to bypass the next bosses, but not this time.
$5 from Steven Sundberg. Very excited for Mass Effect. Shoutouts to your name here from LL. Good luck on your run. Please put this towards 2 guys, 1 controller Contra, or whatever the reader wants if that's done. The controller thing? Well, if it is, then you know what to put it to.
Tarka.
No, I know, he said the reader.
Tarka.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I have something I want to.
I was the first to read it, and then
I read it.
I allocated it as I saw fit.
I'll pitch you next time.
Right on, Mike.
Nice move.
So, is enchanting weapons with lightning still broken, or did they actually fix that?
Yeah,
think
they
they
fixed
fixed
it.
They fixed it.
It's
You balanced
been
it out. Okay.
So 2 is right there would be the shortcut that it'd be
Yeah,
normally
right
taking.
that way.
$5 from Marshall Banana. Cosmo OOT.
That was not a while ago.
I understand. $35 from Samuel Mancuso. Good job. Good on you for fighting cancer. Put my money towards whatever reader.
And
That's
that's
the
why
point.
this boss is funny. This is the true definition of fighting fire with fire.
Yeah. Does it actually do less damage, Pyromancy, against this guy?
I believe actually it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Pyromancy's still completely broken.
Yeah. Well, my understanding for
That.
the sort of Chaos Covenant skip thing is that this is generally sort of like the last-ish area of the game. And if you have a Pyro build, this boss and the next one are heavily fire-based, so...
Yeah, the next one is completely resistant.
So basically, if you're heavily reliant on Pyromancy, and you try fighting these bosses and need Pyromancy, you kind of die. So I guess it was kind of a nice thing that they gave to those of us who are smart enough to be part of the Chaos Covenant.
Okay, so question, does Walk Away Dark Wraith ending mean anything to you guys?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Yeah, that means Dark Lord
Dark
ending.
Lord ending?
Yeah.
Okay, we're trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, let's get that.
Yeah, the Dark Lord ending is walking away from the fire, and rekindling the fire is obviously going to the fire, so.
So coming up with one of the more difficult bosses in the game, and I wouldn't be surprised if I died. It is also the one boss in the late game that I'm not going to use Pyromancy against.
It's also one of the points that, the last point you can use the pine resin.
Also, have I...
Do not have enough stat. Oh, you forgot to level up.
Yeah. My
Yeah,
bad.
that could be a problem.
So he needs 12
12,
dexterity to be able to wield the crystal halberd with 2 hands, and he kind of forgot to give himself 12
Yeah.
dexterity.
I normally do that after Iron Golem, but for some reason I forgot.
$13.63 from Irv Jackie. Hello from a member of the French stream. Keep on the incredible runs. This donation is for Quina as Miss MV.
That's bad.
Do you have a soul?
Not big enough, but I know where to get one.
$20 from David
It's not
Nickel
too
for
bad.
StarCraft.
Except that this is not a workable bonfire. I'm improvising. Really improvising.
I guess if you run back, you can probably farm some souls back there. but-
Ah, that takes too long. I mean, I know where to get 5k really fast. As long as I can get past these guys.
$30 from Dan McLaughlin. My girlfriend has survived ovarian cancer and my mom is waiting for a biopsy for breast cancer. Hopefully this will make a difference in someone's life. Go walk away, Dark Wraith ending. Praise the sun and let's positive thinking.
Kinda unfortunate that the run has been going as well as it has, and then I forget to do something.
Yeah.
He's stupid.
An interesting part about the game is it's surprisingly non-linear, especially in the second half of it. It's one of the parts that I really enjoy about it, is that there's a lot of little bits and shortcuts that kind of move you back and forth between areas that you've already been to, and so this is one example that moves you back to the Chaos Covenant headquarters.
Yeah, I think it's got like the best level design of any game in recent memory.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
Although it is very unforgiving and doesn't really tell you where to
5k
go.
is not going to be enough.
Yeah, you can
That
stumble
sucks.
into a place where you are really not supposed to
Should be like 10k here.
Yeah, you can do it in the clans?
Yeah, near the clams.
Okay.
$5 from Alexander Turner. I heard people combining their previous donations to put them towards new votes, so in that case I'd like to put my $20 total towards the Dark Lord ending. I don't know what it is, but it sounds cool.
I support the Dark Lord ending.
$25 from Miko Pananen. This whole stream is awesome thing. Big ups for everyone participating. Let Cody decide where the donation goes and tell him I'm not gonna say this right. Tulta Munile. Can someone explain that to me if I'm saying it correctly?
You aren't.
You aren't.
I can tell you, you're not even though I don't know what.
That's what I can explain.
Okay.
Which is homework back then?
Me?
We still write the class.
I have to quit the game to reset the plans once again.
What I can explain?
What?
What it means?
I'll pass.
Well, I'll be lost in mystery.
Now I'm confused. And I want to know. I think we will.
Yeah, tell us.
For AGDX, it's about cooking, boiling eggs.
Well, that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it completely makes sense.
Anyway, $20 from Juan Jose Barranco Jimenez. That's a tough one. Lost my grandpa to cancer and almost lost my mother-in-law. Hope this donation helps while watching some sick gameplay. Thank you very much for your donation, Juan.
So did you not have enough homeward bones, or?
No, I had none.
Well, I guess you don't have a backup.
$25 from Jonathan
Come
Winters.
on, toast clams. Fine.
They're coming! Basically, whenever you use a bonfire, it resets all the enemies in an area, in the entire world, rather. However, it doesn't let you activate a bonfire if there are enemies nearby, because this game is really aggressive. So, yeah, usually if that happens, just quit game and then reload, and then the enemies will reset.
Yeah, this game doesn't want you panic escaping.
Panic escaping is.
But then the thing is, yeah, quit game is
quit game
the panic escape.
Yeah. One thing you
Yeah,
learn,
but people don't know that.
learn to be good at when you start speedrunning is to quit the game really fast.
Yeah. And it's surprisingly like something that you almost never do in a casual run, like unless you're actually physically ending your game.
Well, then or you accidentally knock an NPC off a cliff and you wanted the item they have, then you would quit the game to reset the item.
Yeah, but the problem is that it really doesn't really even explain how you would use quit game. And
I don't know if I can take these falls. I've never been here.
Well then, time to find out, I think.
I don't think it's time to find. Okay, well.
Well, we found out.
That's nothing. All right.
$5 from Mason Lydell.
Just run forward.
Oh, sorry.
Nothing bad can happen.
This makes up for me wussing out on shaving my head when my cuz went through chemo. Put this towards Silver and The Box as best AGDQ couple.
Oh god.
$25 from Jonathan Winters. My stepson showed me this game and your stream. I'm glad to see what you are doing here. Also, Stray Demon, Priscilla, Gwendolyn, and Praise the Sun.
Those are all way out of the way.
And all really boring.
I might do one more boss that wasn't like part of the incentive, as part of the glitches.
$5 from Henry Jung. Thanks for doing a speedrun for one of the best games of this generation. Quick shout out to my bro Pam watching the stream. $40
is not your friend.
Indeed.
$40 from Jonathan Howell. People are donating towards saving Ashley. Good God, people, have they not been through enough? $40 towards saving Kaiden. Yes, great Dark Souls run though. Next time, man, play Sorcerer. $5.
I might start learning Sorcerer.
$5 from Bradley Clay. Soul level 1 Dark Wraith here. You're so lucky you're playing offline. It isn't as hard as you think it is to do. $5 from Ross Waitman. Hey guys, this donation is for a dear friend of mine who is about to have surgery to hopefully eliminate his year-long battle with cancer. You guys are great and I'm definitely taking notes. Have fun. Love the sunglasses.
So this game is nice in at least one regard. If you get knocked back from an attack into the lava, it doesn't damage you until you get back on your feet.
But if you get hella knocked back into the lava,
Or $10.
Well, yeah, if you're knocked further back.
You're done for.
$10 from Brandon.
that's
Oh,
all
sorry.
he-
Keep trying.
That is not
He is playing.
good.
He is playing safe.
He knows what he's doing.
Good spacing.
And also, what is this
Yeah,
attack?
and he does that attack.
That attack's completely new to me. I mean, I saw it first time ever in practice like a few days ago. Here we go.
And the item that he drops lets you walk in lava. So
Because that's absolutely useful everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Coming up is the area which is by far the worst in the game, because From Software just got lazy. Instead of designing a good area, they just stacked all the dragon asses they had left in a bunch of lava.
I don't know, it seems like a good idea.
I mean, the dragon asses can still kill me, so that's another safety bonfire. I probably could have skipped it, but why not? Take like 5 seconds.
$10 from Brandon Webb. My mom has breast cancer right now, and I really hope we can end cancer one and for all. I've never been able to beat Dark Souls, so I'm pretty amazed, and thanks. Also, Ice Bank Mice Elf.
Okay.
I don't know, I'm reading what I see.
hang on. You probably shouldn't read that again. It sounded like what I think it sounded like.
I'll take your word for it.
Just write it down on that sheet next to that name you're not supposed to read.
Write it down real quick, and we'll take a look at it. We'll point that out later.
Coming up soon is the last Lord Soul, actually, so get ready with the donations for the ending.
Yeah. The donations for the ending should be probably about 2 minutes.
Yeah, assuming I get this on the first try, a bit of chaos can be a bit jolly. Also, after Bed of Chaos, can we like pause the timer so I can just show all the glitches in the same file and then finish the game after showing some glitches?
Because when we get to the point of showing glitches, can we pause the timer, because you can't in this game, if you finish the game, it immediately starts you up in a new game plus.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can't really show off glitches in a new game plus.
Yeah,
I mean,
we'll let you know.
Probably one of the backup saves I had.
You read this.
Yeah.
Back here too. So.
Absolutely.
It'll
actually be after the next boss.
Yeah, I'm gonna warp out of the next boss and 10. That's the plan.
Alright, we have a $10 donation from...
Nicholas Wieczorkowski.
Thank you. I think Dark Souls needs an Indiana Jones Belmont category for running where weapons should be limited to whips only. Keep up the great work, Ski Chan.
Oh god.
Thanks also for Adam AK there for reading the name I was not going to be able to do anytime.
I don't remember how bad whips are in this game. They're pretty bad.
No, they're bad.
$5 from Steven Strasberg. You guys are doing great. You guys are doing Dark Souls faster than I thought possible. It's admirable what you guys do, and keep up the great work. Why do people praise the sun? Oh well, praise it anyway.
Why don't people praise the sun?
I wish I even know what that means.
Okay, praise the sun. The character Solaire, who is part of the Sunlight Covenant.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is constantly searching for what he calls his sun, and I'm still not entirely sure what the lore is behind that one. It's a bit debatable.
Yeah, well, that's actually left over to interpretation.
Yeah, but his thing that he says at the end of every time you talk to him is praise the sun, and there's actually an emote, I guess would be an emote that you can do in this game that's called praise the sun.
Yeah. Well, because there are gestures you can do to other players when you're in online mode. And yeah.
This is the safe strat for this.
Yeah, this is...
He's the fast part, actually. Getting there is...
No, getting there is extremely difficult. And Kotti's also... If you're playing this for the first time, a neat trick you can do is Bed of Chaos is one of the only bosses that doesn't reset completely when you leave the boss chamber. So after killing each of the the 2 side node things, you can actually quit game and you'll be respawned outside of the boss chamber with the ones that you've destroyed still gone. And it sort of makes fighting it a little bit more consistent since you're always starting from a consistent point. As you saw there, as he crossed over to the other side, he had to do some fancy maneuvering to not fall down and get hit.
Yeah, the trick there is to not jump. I've seen people attempt it with jumping and it just makes it more difficult.
Yeah.
And the boss only takes 1 hit.
Also get ready with the timer. Just pause it like as soon as the game is finished loading. The first thing I'm gonna show is technically not a glitch.
Timer's paused.
Alright. This is technically not a glitch, but it's a really neat shortcut to the Cat Demon. And I'm pretty sure this was not intended when they made the game.
I think we got this more or less consistent now.
Yeah, I found some setup for it, but still. We'll see how it goes.
It's a fairly difficult trick, but we've been trying to find a way of setting it up with some amount of consistency.
Also, just because, I mean, every donation goal for Dark Souls got completely crushed, I'm just gonna kill Cat Demon while I'm at it. I mean, come on, we asked for 250 for those extra bosses and got like, what, over 500? Really, thanks guys.
You guys have been really generous this whole marathon.
Except for the fact that you didn't kill the animals. Yeah.
Well, they're generous to things they want.
But I'm pretty sure any sane person wants to kill the animals.
Yeah, exactly.
But still, that was $10,000 between the 2.
Fine.
Yeah, but that should have been 10,000 to kill the animals.
Yeah, I agree.
You guys and your animal killing.
They've been killed the past several marathons.
No.
Why should that change?
Yeah.
No, it's like always save, and like once it was fake out.
My run
Yes,
was the
which
first
is the
time they
same
got
thing.
killed
Yeah.
last year.
No, killing
Maybe
is
you
like
should run
getting
more often.
the worst parts of both of them.
I'm
Nice.
pretty
Nice.
sure-
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
I'm pretty sure Garrison would drag me off
No,
the
let me
camera if I
mess
tried
up
to
the
run
second
that
jump.
game.
Yeah.
So he has to do 2 jumps. He has to do 1 to get onto that ledge, which is very, very precise.
Yeah,
to
it's
begin
not
with.
really supposed to be a ledge, I think. Yeah, that's
Which,
right.
yeah.
Would have
And-
been nice to get on the first try, but no.
And then the
Game
second
likes me.
jump, you have to get a little bit of speed running back and forth, and then basically do a perpendicular jump off the bridge.
Yeah, for
Nice.
the thing with jumping in this game, if you don't know, there's no actual dedicated button for jumping. Jumping is a matter of building up running speed and then tapping. Got
Last
it.
one.
Nice.
Nice.
That was really close.
And then tapping the run button while you're holding it, and because of the way that the movement in this game works, it's always super awkward to jump even under the best of circumstances.
So yeah, that skipped straight to the lower-handed bird.
Yeah.
Normally it would take way longer to get here.
Yeah, if you're trying to get here normally,
You have to
especially
walk all the way around.
there's a long walk
Copper
around.
Demon.
Oh yeah, dude, guys, hold on. You
Yeah,
gotta-
this is really tough.
Serious time?
Oh man,
totally.
be serious. Yes.
The most serious.
The,
serious
no, the
times.
serious time.
Well, let's be serious.
I'll put on my series.
Oh, I missed.
Oh, wow, that's actually serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So serious.
Not that
That was
far,
close.
man.
Most people, their first time through the game, get to him, and the dogs plus him in that small of an arena basically is
Yes.
like bashing your forehead against a brick
Yeah.
wall. It's
But that being said, if you do actually sort of play that fight conservatively and sort of lure the dogs away and kill them first, the Capra Demon himself is really straightforward. He's no harder than like your average larger enemy.
Timer back up?
Not yet.
Alright, just making sure.
Yeah.
And
there's a few glitches I need to show.
And the Capra Demon is also another one of those bosses that becomes an enemy later on.
Yeah.
If you want a safe way to kill it, if you can somehow manage to get past them, run up the stairs. Usually the dogs will make it up first, allowing you to pick them off.
Yeah.
And then from there, you can just make the Capra Demon keep jumping down from the ledge, and he gets stuck in a loop that he can't do anything about. So.
Also, if you really want to cheese the game out, bows.
What's your name here?
We have $10 from Taylor Ruckert. Praise the sun. I can't do this.
Do we want to do?
etc.
Do we want to do a roll
for
call?
all that is video games.
Yeah, I guess so.
Would you like us to do a roll call real quick?
I don't know. So you don't have anything else to say.
Well, I'm Kotti, playing Dark Souls.
I'm Values.
I'm SMK.
Zazbit.
Fire Blizzard.
Marbles.
Anime K.
Oasis.
Your name here?
Blue glass.
Siglemic.
Try again.
Did you use the transit?
Yeah.
And this is Zach SK reading your donations. You can't see me on screen.
You sure it's not golden?
I.
No, we're just calling you golden.
I am going.
You're golden.
You know I'm.
I know you're kidding. I know you're kidding about the bacon thing too.
So, since we've gone through most of the bosses, I actually kind of want to talk a little bit about some of the lore. Just a little bit. I don't have a whole lot that I really want to get into. But a lot of the things that are interesting is most of the bosses through the Lord Souls that you get are actually all attached in some way, shape, or form through the final boss.
Yes. What I'm trying to do here is get out of bounds here so I can fall straight into the abyss without ever getting near the door, which you apparently can't see from here. Oh, first try. That's really good.
Nice.
Yeah. So now I'm inside the building in an untraditional way. And if I walk right here...
What?
Here we go. Just equip the ring. And right here is the perfect spot.
Alright. And he's in the abyss.
And I'm in the abyss.
Nice. Is that
Fall damage, what's that?
intended?
Yeah, alright.
Absolutely.
Totally.
The fall to the abyss is intended. It's actually one of the jumps he makes when he goes to fight the Four Kings. But getting there that way is not really intended, obviously. The way the abyss works is the fall. There's no fall damage for it because it's actually set up to where you're supposed to fall into it.
That being said, like the Grave Lord fight has an intended fall that you do take damage from.
Yes. But the interesting thing is if he doesn't equip that ring, when he does that fall, he'll die.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that doesn't skip like opening the floodgates. We looked into that quite a lot.
Yeah.
And if you just don't open the floodgate, you just die.
$16.95 from Andrea Moore. Awesome run, guys. Keep up the good work. Praise the sun. $10 from Joseph Carver. First donation to a charity ever, just because I know Vidya Games players are legit. Play Chrono Trigger if you haven't. 2. Best RPG. NA. Wish. Based Elysium with his math homework. Goo.
So.
Didn't save credit time?
No, you.
Yeah, there's no time.
There's no time.
The death plane there is very close.
What I'm about to try is to get under Sen's Fortress.
Wait, hold on. You can warp to Undead Parish?
1.06?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I should upgrade. That would make like the game a lot easier.
Yeah, they added a lot more warp points in 1.06.
Yeah, no, okay, fine, because oh jeez.
Yeah, you had to do a lot.
That's like
of
one good thing. Aside from that, it's all like made the game less speedrun friendly.
$10 from Matthew Willemsmeyer. Literally just beat Lost Azalea an hour ago. Bed of Chaos is the worst boss. Dark Lord ending. Papa Nito loves you.
Yeah, Bed of Chaos is the worst. No one's gonna argue.
$10 from Colebrook Jackson. Hey guys, thanks for all the great runs. I haven't finished the Dark Souls, but it's fun to hear my friends Jake and Kyle
Are you kidding me?
rage when you show them up. Great
One more
work.
try.
Keep up the great work. I want to see this Dark Lore ending I keep hearing about. Colebrook Jackson. And we're getting close to the cutoff for that, or?
Yeah, the cutoff for the ending is about now.
About now? Well,
yeah, it should have been when we paused the time, but that's all good.
Alright, hang on.
We'll let you guys get your last.
You're still.
Oh well, I didn't hear a warning.
Okay.
That's all right. It's our fault.
It's all right.
Alright, well, if you want us to announce it now, we have a winner.
That's
All right.
fine. If you'd like to announce it now.
Okay, well, in that case, the ending bid war winner is the Dark Lord ending.
So that's Dark Lord Diffusion.
That's the correct choice.
Congratulations, everyone picked the good ending.
That's the good ending?
Yeah. It doesn't seem... The way the lore in this game is...
I'm supposed to jump past the wall.
Yeah.
Apparently it's not happening today, I'm sorry.
Can you sort of explain what happens?
Yeah, the kill box, like, which I'm right now hitting, as I... Like, well, instead of falling down and hitting the ground, I'm just dying. But if everything went perfectly, I would, like, fly past the kill box and land right under the floor. So I could just, like, look into Sense Fortress from the below. Which is pretty nice.
Are we back now?
You don't need your soul.
There's still one more thing.
Okay.
Just last one, because that,
What were the turtles on the endings?
that didn't work out, so... Let's
What
at
were the
least do
turtles on
this
the
one.
endings? Donations.
$25 from, or the name pronunciations in the thing here. $25 again from Nicholas Wyzerkowski. Another 25 to you guys for being able to manage to pronounce the Polish pronunciation of my name. It's nice when you get so used to Wyzerkowski. Thanks again for everything you are doing and putting on a great show at the same time. Nice, Kichan. We want to thank Adam for reading it the first time because.
Mike, Blue Glass was wondering what the donation total was.
Dark Lord was 345, Link Fire was 275.
Closer than I expected.
$10 from Calvin Clark. You guys are doing great work. My great uncle died after decades of kicking liver, heart, and lung cancers, but I love Ski Chan. $5 from Brandon Webb. I love what you guys are doing and hope this makes a big difference. I have a question. Are oranges called oranges because they're orange in color, or is the color orange called orange because oranges are orange?
The answer is 42.
I concur.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
Don't panic.
These glitches really don't like me right now.
Perfectly.
I don't think any of these tricks want to work for you today.
$25
Why
from
can't I make it?
Vincent Malley. I forgot to put my last donation to a shark in Pokemon Gold, so please put both my donations to that. Another shark out everywhere, everyone while I'm at it.
So what's supposed to happen with this
I'm
glitch?
supposed to land on that rock, and from the rock I'm supposed to make another jump. Somewhere that way. Really difficult to save the screen so dark.
$5 from Uwe Garbitz. Praise
These are
the sun.
really inconsistent, it looks like.
Well, they are
It wasn't
in fact glitches.
inconsistent like 2 hours ago.
Kotti, can you make a save when you land here, Chris? And then just
No.
No, because he'll land immediately after.
I don't know.
Yeah, once he
What's
stands
going
up
on
there,
here?
once he lands there, it would basically overwrite his save. So you can't really make a save once you're on top because it just the way the autosave system works doesn't allow for
I'm gonna give it a few more tries, and I'm gonna be really disappointed if I can't get it.
Is it the short one unlike the last one?
Yeah.
Die and respawn.
$5 from
Two more.
Isa Kurvrinta, third donation in this marathon. Amazing work so far. You are still all the man and the woman. Put this money towards Die Hard.
Not working. Not today.
That's a shame.
Sorry, guys.
Oh.
The interesting thing with the endings is that the whole idea of what
Ready with the timer again.
Yeah.
Let's finish the game.
Alright, tell me to start it up.
When the game loads.
So now.
Okay.
So with the endings, if you're playing through the game normally, everyone you see will be mentioning that you need to relink the fire, and as you play through the game, it gets kind of weird with that because all the fire keepers are asking you to relink the fire and everything else as you go through. What relinking the fire actually does is sacrifices your character to basically regain for Gwyn, the Lord, to regain his power. The Dark Lord ending is actually with you walking out and bringing in basically the rule of man, which is considered the good ending. a lot of it's based around the 4 souls from the introduction of the game, and many other things that go on. Most of this has been either figured out by people from reading item descriptions or just straight out hearsay from community, because From Software has not said anything about the story of this game.
Yeah.
So most of it has been figured out through the game from the community, and that's the way the current lore settles.
And he's not even kidding. Like, it's actually from the item descriptions. Like, that is where you get the majority of the text and like story from this game.
Do you have some examples?
Give me a quick second.
Dark Lord, right? Just making sure.
Yeah, Dark Lord.
Okay, yeah. Also, I'm not going to be parrying Gwyn like said earlier. I'm gonna try to stun lock him, which is not 100% consistent, but it's a lot more cool and faster too.
But speaking of item descriptions, shout out to From Software for trolling an entire community
Yeah.
for like 10
Absolutely.
bucks. They did a great job of putting in an item that is completely useless and making it seem like it actually did something. So everyone tried to figure out for months what the hell it did.
And this is the final boss of the game.
Yeah.
Real tough.
Check this shit out.
Nice final boss.
So yeah, arguably the hardest game of the generation right there. The final boss to suit.
But yeah, a lot of the soul items.
That's the ending.
Yeah.
Should I stop the timer?
Time.
Oh, it was like 1:27:15.